they said about my mother, she left a legacy of uniting and pulling people together, and she was patient. Therefore, she taught people patience. From Umfundisi Ukuku, Umfundisi said my mother was very detailed and eloquent in her speeches. From Ubutandla, in the days, now in leadership, she was diligent and set a very good example to them. Mother for years at Vuma Combined School, they said she loved the word of the Lord. From the music committee, they said my mother was an inspiration. She was an influencer. She loved people, and she worked hard for the community. From Amadodana Sewesil, as far as Shelizol, they went back to Psalms 91, and I was so dearly touched. My mom contributed immensely to the upbringing of all the grandchildren and great-grandchildren, Zaka Gogo Nomkulu Rampa. As a result, she was fondly referred to as Mama by all of us when growing up. Vici loved her grandkids. She loved Vuyani, no Anati, no Oyisa. A week before her passing, I was with her and I reminded her, Uguti, that Sunday, or the 7th of November, was going to be Vuyani's birthday. I asked if she remembered. She said to me, how Nobi? Do you think I could just forget a birthday of Vuyani? Phela uVuyani ngumntanami ngimkhulisile. Whenever I had anything going on with the kids, I would run to Vici, and I knew she would intervene from a good place. My mom was very strict, even I have to say so myself. Make no mistake about that. If I would thandi amaqiniso nezinto eziqondile, then you would find it very difficult to cope with my mother, because she was a disciplinarian through and through. Vici had a big and loving heart. She was very generous and very giving without any hesitation. I am sure the likes of Umam Zulu, Nabosi Zandi can attest to that. I remember one time, Baze Kubosi Zandi, for an event, for an occasion in Rockville. My mommy was that type of a person again. She would just be calling me, no, this is a Rockville, Isa. You know, and then I have to drop everything that I'm doing. Rush to a Rockville. Nyobonu mamami, and not only Gyombona, but introduce everybody. And then I have to engage in whatever occasion that is taking place. It was my mother. Ebetanda ubumna, ebetanda ubantu, ebetanda yonke into ihambe kahle, ihambe ngomumo. Ngisebenzisa amagama wakhe, usebenzisa isinye isiZulu mama, ihambe ngomumo, bekabonakala ukuthi utishera. At a certain point in my life, I had two brothers that lived with my mom. And by the way, I'm referring to complete strangers. Just because my mom was staying by herself, she was willing at any point in time to take umuntu stranded in and to trust that person at first hand. That's how confident she was about the God whom she served. Ukuthi uyam protector, uyam guarder at all times. My mom took in the two brothers. She took them into our home. And at some point, my mother's house was only 2 bedrooms. meaning that whenever I came home, I had to share a bedroom with my brother because my bedroom was being occupied. I had to share the bedroom with my mother because Ayami's bedroom was occupied by one of the brothers. That was my mother for you. Oh my God. And you had to make sure, Uguti, go to an esteemed institution. So much that I had to make sure that I fulfill my study plans of completing a master's in business administration from Gibbs Business School. And that made us so proud, so proud. Mommy, abomama bemthandazo oath abayithathayo nabathatha ibhantshi. A little piece of paper, writing. Noma ngabe yini bekabhala phansi. Unezincwadi, imibhalo nemibhalo. Every made a note of it. And this is testimony to, because umama bekuyilo umuntu loyo and njengoba injalo. The note, I'm going to read it as it is. That from now, contribute to make well, to the following. A, be more friendly to all the staff. B, delegate the staff to perform some duties where necessary. C, stick to the agreement we took as a phase. I'm sure mission phase le bekasithineta about. My mom introduced me I met Christ to her. As she would say, what about this problem, no? And that's when I would say to myself, on the other side of the line, she could get up, interject and say, there's another call coming, Mama, I have to go. Because whilst my spiritual eyes were still closed, that proposed solution would sound far-fetched. But at the right time, that perspective took a 360-degree turn, and my mother and I started speaking the language of God. Loved God with she's I have so much to live up to. My mom was smart. She was determined. She loved things and loved a good life. She dressed very well.